So let's talk about the Light Home Launcher. I really like Beelink's Light Home Launcher. It's one of my favorite launchers, and now with the Beelink SEA, this HDMI in is just not cutting it for me. I wish it had Kodi. So I was thinking to myself, Jerry Blaster, can we put GT1's Light Home in the SEA and have the Kodi work? I don't know. But I say, hell, how many people is going to try this? Only one person, me. So, let's see if it's going to work. So, I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? So, what I did was, I'm going to go and put another launcher in temporarily. So, I'm going to go to the home, and I'm going to use the Square Home tablet launcher for now. So there it is now. Alright, so now I'm going to install the Light Home launcher from the GT1. So is this going to work? Is it going to break the system? I don't know. So let me pull some stuff out, so if this doesn't work, I'm going to shoot myself. So here's a Light Home launcher, and I just called it Light Home 2. I don't know if that's going to make any difference. So I'm going to click on it and we'll see what happens here. So I'm going to say install. And it says, do you want to update? I guess. I don't know. I'm going to say install. And now it's installing, and app not installed. So it doesn't look like it will install the other launcher. Alright, so here's the Beelink SEA with the GT1 menu, and as you can see, it doesn't have the HDMI in this big button. It's got the Kodi, but don't be a Jerry Blaster. I forgot to make a backup of the old Light Home launcher, and I can tell you right now that some of these buttons don't work. So let me show you. So the Kodi does work. The Explorer does not. You see me clicking on it and nothing, because they changed to Chrome. Also, the Explorer here, the File Explorer, does not work. And the settings don't work. So that is not good. So basically, since I didn't make a backup, I'm going to try to do a restore. So hang on one second. Okay, man, that was scary. So basically, to get my menu back, to get my launcher, I should say, where this HDMI in is instead of the Kodi, I had to reinstall firmware 102. And thank God I got it back. So now the launcher is back to its original, and yeah, too bad the other launcher doesn't work. I guess I'm gonna have to deal with breaking down the APK file to see if I can get those buttons to work. Okay, so let's get back to it. Okay, so after the launcher debacle a few days ago, this is what you get. So I've had this in my other videos before, but this is the standard GT remote, and you can see the button with the 3 lines right here. So you need to find those 3 lines on any remote. You press it, and these 4 things come up, and you can have different backgrounds. So that's one with the mountains. And that's kind of like a purplish color. And then I like the blue color. Okay. So let's talk about the bottom navigation bar. Really, Beelink? Really? Well, they didn't want to give us the bottom navigation bar yet. Hopefully a firmware will give us one. So what you gonna do? Well, this is what I did, and it works fairly well. So go to the Google Play Store, and it's called Simple Control Navigation Bar. So what you're going to do is you're going to install it, and then you're going to open it, and I'll show you the settings I have to see if that's something you would want. Alright, let's get back to the home screen. Alright, so here we are at the home screen, and you can see the Simple Controller was installed, and here it is. So when you first open it, you are going to get a box like this, and also you're going to get a dialog box that says you need to turn on Simple Controller in permissions, and you just say yes, and it'll go to the settings. Once you hit yes, it'll come back to this screen. So it's not a big deal at all. So let me show you my navigation bar before I show you my settings. So it might be a little hard because I'm recording from the screen, but on my settings you can point anywhere on the screen and push up, and there is a navigation bar with back, home, and close all apps. Now, and as you can see, it also disappears after a few. Also, on my settings, you can click on it, hold it, and it'll give you the power off button. So you don't have to worry about the power off button. Okay, so let me show you the settings that I have. So I have the bottom, and I have it checked in the red. The left I have unchecked, and the right I have unchecked. Now once I've checked only the bottom, I have width and position. I mean, you can play around with that. And the height, you can play around whatever you like. So that's not a big deal. So let's go into the settings, and I'll show you what I have to get. If you want the navigation bar at the bottom, scroll up, and it comes up, and then it goes away after a few seconds versus it just staying there. Alright, so in settings, you can see the click and the long click right here. I don't know this click. I really don't really know what... So I'm assuming the click is these bottom down here. So be back, home, and recent. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Didn't think of it sooner. It's okay. The long click, I have power menu on all of them. So anytime you touch the navigation bar, the power will come up to turn it off. Alright, so in the options, I have animation on, auto hide, I have middle speed. So if you go into auto hide, there's disable, short, middle, and long. I just kind of like the middle. To me it seems fine. Outside touch hide I disabled. Vibration I left alone. Icon size, you guys can play with it. Control bar thickness, you guys can play with it to see how thick you want this. And I have the control bar size all the way down on this first one in full, so it's all the way across the screen. As far as background color and icon color, hey, you guys can pick whatever you like. I just like to have it look like a navigation bar, but you know, if you like other colors, that's cool. Now, floating activator. Now, a lot of people would want to enable it, and you see this little blue circle. When you click on it, the navigation bar is wherever it is. When you don't have it, it's just going to be from the bottom going up. So that's why I have the disabled the floating activator. Plus, it's always there. So if you're watching a movie or something, that blue circle will always be there. Orientation, horizontal, being at the bottom. If you go vertical, it would be on the side here. And then the size doesn't matter because we disabled it. And then the color doesn't matter. So that's pretty much it. So if you see me go to the navigation bar and hit this recent apps, you can see that I can, hey, swipe it and close it now. Some people were complaining that you couldn't do that, and just your apps would just keep adding and adding and stressing out the system. So there you go, guys. Install this app and you will have the navigation bar. Alright, for the Beelink SEA Now I'm going to put the hard drive in, and what I got here is a 750 gigabyte hard drive, and there's a number. It was from a Sony laptop. Now it recommends the SATA 3, and you know, obviously this is not a SATA 3, I mean 2012. So let's see if this is going to work. So basically I'm going to turn the C upside down. I like to add that I reformatted this hard drive to NTFS. So I know it likes the FAT32, but let's see if it works. And remove this case right here, this part of the bottom part of the case. And there's some instructions. Sorry, it's upside down, my mistake. So, see, it says SATA 3. So I'm going to just put it in and fire up the monitor and see if it recognizes it. So I'm going to, so it goes in like this. Snapped in. Feels pretty tight. I'm going to put the case back on. There we go. Alright, so let's go to the monitor and see if it works. Alright, so let's see if it even reads the hard drive. It's asking for a SATA 3 and whatever this 750 gig, and well, it looks like it's reading it in different partitions. As you can see, I've got SD card. So, wow. So I finally got the internal hard drive to work. As you can see, before it had like 6 or 8 different partitions, and now you can see it is one SD card at like 700 gigabytes. So let me tell you how I did this debacle. This was not an easy thing, guys. This was long hours at night, and I didn't record it because it was trial and error. So I'm gonna put the camera back on the tripod and get back to you. Okay, so basically I started researching how to format in the Android, because when I was formatting it in the PC, it was creating a systems folder and a recycle bin folder, and I don't know if that affected the number of partitions or if there was something already in there, but I installed a lot of apps that did different things, and I could not achieve it except this one very, very scary app, which I'm going to show you now. So this app is called Parted for Android SD Partition. Okay. What's so scary about this particular app is the fact that it will allow you to erase the whole disk. What I mean by the disk, I mean the hard drive is what I meant to say, really. And so I did that. I erased the hard drive. Then what I did was, you can see in the pictures that, right here it says create a partition, and I went the full partition. And if you could read, I don't know if it's going to come out, is it supports both MBR and GPT, which I'm really unfamiliar with either of those. You know, I just wanted NTFS and to see if the Android would take it. So I ended up trying the MBR first, and nothing was happening. It showed up in ES File Explorer. So I thought I would erase the hard drive again, and then I GPT partitioned it. Well, when I did that, the Android did not recognize the hard drive. So I thought I was in big trouble. So I pulled it out of the TV box and I hooked it up to the PC, and I went to disk management, which I'll show you in a second, and reformatted it, and oh my god, to my amazement, it worked. So let me show you the PC. So then I went to disk management on my PC, and I saw the hard drive was unallocated. So I basically right-clicked, gave it a drive letter, and formatted it, and now it all works. So there you have it. I mean, it was all trial and error, and this little app is not for the faint of heart. It was pretty intense. It doesn't look as intense when you see it, but it could really mess you up if you don't watch out. And so with the results, I have a one partition SD card, which is the hard drive, which was not SATA 3. That's 700 gigabyte NTFS formatted. So I'm going to go and click on it, and I created a My Videos directory, and here is one of my YouTube videos just to show you that the NTFS does work, and you can put whatever you want to put. I'll just say resume playing, and there you go. This is the file I copied and pasted into the hard drive, and bam, works like a charm. So you don't really need a SATA 3, because you could see I did it, although I either did it by accident or however it happened, the hard drive became one partition versus the 8 that you saw previous portion of this video, and I'm very happy with the results. Alright, so now I got the picture-in-picture going on, and I have it hooked up to my sun veil. It's probably too dark to see. See my sun veil? And that's hooked up to the Beelink SEA. And so this picture-in-picture is one of my favorite features, although you can't change the size of the box, unfortunately, but you can move it around. And you can actually watch two things at the same time, which is pretty cool. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to record my YouTube video of the beach here and see what format and see how to change it to a standard format if even need be. So I'm going to go to the HDMI in and see there's the start picture-in-picture button. So when you do that, picture-in-picture starts up. Now, when you broadcast, it's full size. No, I'm sorry. You click on it and it's full size. Then I have to go back. It's the only way I know how to get out of it. And so I'm going to stop the broadcast. Now I'm going to record this, and it's going to go into the pictures HDMI in. So I'm going to go hit record and say OK. And now it's recording all, there we go. It seems like it's buffering because it's off of YouTube. I don't know. Doesn't really matter if it's buffering or not. It's just the idea of what kind of file format it actually creates. So I have, 30 seconds is good enough. So I'm going to say stop record. Now I'm going to go and find that file and see what format it recorded it in. I'm going to go home. I believe it's under Pictures and HDMI in. And what it is, so it is a .ts file. So I'm going to stop the video now and see how I convert it to a standard format file and tell you my results. Alright, so I tried a few converters and this one seemed the best. It's Audio Video Converter Android from the Google Play Store. And basically, I got it open right here. So basically, here's my TS file. It automatically found it. I pick those three dots, I say convert, and I say just default. And this pops up, and I hit the icon all the way to the right. It says processing. And bam, it's done. And now it's changed it to an MP4 from a TS to MP4. So there is no problems using the record in the Beelink SEA and then convert the TS to an MP4. Also, the other thing Beelink forgot to do besides the bottom navigation bar, which is what I have right now, is they did not give us a power off button, so you would always have to do it on the remote versus picking it on the screen. So right now this one is a shutdown app. You have to have root, which means you have to install 102, and basically this doesn't shut down, it just reboots, which is actually kind of a good thing because this one click on the bottom navigation bar with the power off, that's fine and dandy, but sometimes you just want to reboot. So this shutdown here, which you see in my home screen, when you pick on it, yes, it does say shut down now, but it does not shut down, it just reboots. So this is just a reboot. I might try another app, but I just want you guys to realize that there are apps that you can do a reboot and a shutdown. Also, since I'm right here on the home screen, don't forget to install Adaway. Look at my previous videos and I'll tell you how to install it. Root is needed, so 102 needs to be installed. Now a couple of tweaks and settings just to be aware of. For surround sound, in the sounds and notification, HDMI raw and SPDF output raw. Now if you look, you can see the 2-channel. Now I haven't tried the multi-channel. I'm hearing raw is the best. I'm going to double check that. I just haven't had time to do it. And the digital out is, you know, do you really want 2-channel? You want the raw to get it into the feed. Also, you can do the alarm volume and the notification volume all the way down. Let me also, if you're hooking it up to a larger TV and it's being cut off, go into the developer options and you want to go down to 95% zoom mode. That's turned off. Turn it on and it'll fit your larger screen. Well, my final thoughts on the Beelink SEA customizing. Well, you need definitely plenty of these on hand to customize the SEA. It was not the easiest project for me. Yeah, you can add like Mobdro and Kodi, that's, you know, simple, and you know, I kept going back and forth on different apps and which one works best. And to be honest, the bottom line is if your SEA is the 101 version of the firmware, you have to update to 102 so it's properly rooted. If you don't have 102 and you have 101, a lot of this stuff is not going to work for you. So the hard drive was a nightmare in itself for me personally. I'm sure on the PC there was a better way of formatting the hard drive. It was just I guess I didn't do it the best way. I mean, I finally was able to do it. Hard drive right now with the C is working very, very well with my movies and music. So that was a plus. With my movies, it was different formats, so make sure you find the right app that plays all the formats versus just putting it all in Kodi and playing it through Kodi, because like Kodi doesn't play DivX files, the DivX files, but an app does play in the Google Play Store. So good luck. Let me know what you think. Tell me if you know of any apps that are better than what I tried. Otherwise, hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.